Hi, so this is a thing called Hyperfy. Hyperfy is basically a 3D engine it's open source, it's free, for anyone to use, and it's pretty damn simple to use. It is a little bit more on the experience side, but that's what I'm here to show you, that it's not that hard. All right. You're going to need a few things. First off, this is the docs.hyperfy.xyz website. So here is your first step, basically. And I'm going to go to Quick Start Install. And the first thing you need is WSL2. What is that? WSL2 is Linux on Windows. If this is foreign to you, let me do a quick explanation. Windows machines, everyone knows Microsoft Windows. You've used them your whole life. You know about Apple, Mac operating system, Mac OS. That's a different operating system. Then there's Google Chrome, Google OS, right? So those are all big company things. There's also tiny little side companies, not companies, but groups that made their own like open source free computer operating systems in a way. You can control Hyperfy using a Linux subsystem on your Windows machine. And it's super easy to do. It's going to be kind of scary if you've never done this before, but just follow along. Open up your command prompt. This is your command prompt. And from here, you're going to type WSL space dash dash install. So WSL space dash dash install. And that'll go through its whole thing. And it'll probably have you reboot your system, do a quick restart. That should be the last time you have to restart your computer for this. So now you have WSL installed on your machine. What does that look like? It looks like this little penguin right here, WSL. You're gonna open that up, boom, right? Cool. So it's gonna ask you to like make an account. You just make a name and a password. You're in. I'm in. So I'm gonna put that down there, right? And then we're gonna go back to the Hyperfy quick start installation guide. So it's not in the installation guide, but you will also need Node NVM. You will need NVM to do the rest of this. NVM, what is NVM? Quick, just so like I'm not spewing stuff at you and you don't know what it is, you're here to learn, I'm going to teach you. NVM is a Node version manager. So basically you have like your video game updates. It updates automatically. What if you wanted to play an update that was from 6 months ago? Using an NVM type situation, you can go back to that update 6 months ago and play that version. Or you can go back and be current, you know? So that's kind of the gist of it. So that's what NVM is. And you're going to need to install it. So I just looked up how to install NVM on Linux. It's going to give you one of these like command line things. I just use that literally. So you're going to curl, boom, get NVM. So once I've already done this, so I don't want to do it again. Once you get NVM installed on your machine, on your Linux machine, that's when we can start doing all these steps, all right? So here, we're going to just now go down the line. Copy NVM install 2211. It's already installed. And then you're going to use it, right? So it says right here, I'm using it, but I'm going to do this again. NVM use 2211. Cool. So now install the main branch. You can do these one by one, or you can just send it. So we're going to do that, press enter. I've done this before, so it's going to give different outputs. I'm sorry. But this is what it looks like. And whenever you're done doing all this stuff, right? So these are a few different steps, but all in these steps, it basically creates the files in your system to be able to host a world. And what this is doing is then it tells you to go to HTTP localhost 3000. So we're going to open that, and that's going to be this tab right here. And you'll see, boom, you're in. You have your own 3D world that's hosted on your machine, right? So it's that I'm here. This is locally hosted, so you kind of only really have access to this. From here, if you wanted to, you could have this be directed to a URL so other people can like use it. And there's ways to set it up, but that's later. You'll see that there is two things here. A lacrosse stick that I made and this solar panel looking thing here. These are actual like assets that I dragged and dropped in. You see on the left side over here, I can go to this little like layer thing and it says apps. Apps are like things you put into the world, right? So apps could be a 3D object, apps could be like a character, they could be different things. But the powerful thing behind it is each app can have, I'm going to make this full screen. Each app can have its own like code behind it. So this is a solar panel, like, and there's a few different options up here. You can disable it, you can pin it. This one is a preload button. So whenever someone visits your world, you can have some assets preload before they open their eyes and see stuff. So this, you can turn that on and off for like optimization stuff. And the cool thing about it, like you can also have, like this one has settings in it. How this was made is it has code behind it. This GLB is just a GLB, but the GLB has special coding behind it, right? So this code right here gives it the access to be able to change the hour, change AM to PM, changes the intensity. And that's just this specific thing. How that works is there is another website that the community has made called, let's see. Hyperworld.host. And these, like, this is that solar panel you just saw. So basically, these are just individual files. Hyperfy makes its own file type called a .hype. So you see this file right here, it's called .hype. And that contains the GLB and the scripting for the GLB to be able to make the solar panel. So I'm going to delete the solar panel. You see, this is just a regular raw Hyperfy. And then I just drag and drop that solar panel.hype into the world. And because of the scripting, it automatically does what it needs to do. And you get to see the little thing right here. So I did the same thing with this like lacrosse stick where I just had, I'm going to dig through my files real quick. So I have just a regular lacrosse stick GLB. I'm going to put that, copy and paste. And now you see it's right there, right? So I press tab, I'm in edit mode, and I can grab it. Now I have full, like I'm controlling where it is in the world. And if I press 1, 2, 3, 4, I can move it up and down. I can change the rotation. I can change the scale of it. So there's a lot of really good customization you can do to the GLB itself. And then when you're done with that, you can go to the top left up here, and you'll see that right now I have this lacrosse stick chose. I can go to the script, add some script. I'm a cool coder, I'm in. And once that script is done, it'll be usable in the world. So I've seen people make like where you can throw snowballs. That's a .hype file. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. And like I can work on this lacrosse stick and make it its own mini game and then export that app. It's called an app that makes a .hype file for other people to use in their worlds if I choose. This is it. If you're into Three.js, if you're into Web3, you can make this token gated. You can make it like there's so many things you can do with this. And I want you to be able to learn and be able to have the inspiration to want to do this. So that's why I'm here. I love all of you. This is Hyperfy. This is what you can do this yourself right here. So I'll see you out there. Bye.